Welcome back to the Machinimites podcast. Today we've got another sports edition. I guess you may recognise a few people on here today. But first up, we have Shane. If you want to go ahead and say hi.
Yeah, guys, it's Shane. 3088 is my name. Shane is my alias. I'm happy to be here. What about the rest of you? How are you all getting on at this fine evening?
Very well.
Who's up next? Am I going to jack this one? Am I going to jump in next?
Yep, go for
So
it.
this is KillHollywood, Mr. Podcast. I think I've done a podcast with almost everyone who started a podcast up. Happy to be here. I think it's Friday evening. Obviously didn't have anything better to do, so I'm going to come on and talk about FIFA, gaming and other stuff. Should be very interesting. Hopefully you stick around for the full hour as well. I'm sure we're going to get right down to it and set the world to rights. Let's introduce the next one.
Yep, Dizzy, you want to say hi?
Yeah, Lolkoproductions here. Obviously, we did the Machinimites podcast. What episode was it? Was it 3 or 2?
I believe it was number 2.
Number 2. But yeah, I'm back again as well. Must be a glutton for punishment. But I make FIFA and Battlefield videos for Machinima, Respawn and Sports.
Brilliant. Alright, so first topic of the evening, FIFA 13 wishlist. Just generally share anything you'd like in the game, anything you'd like fixed from FIFA 12, anything at all. I mean, can they do more? Like, what's your thoughts?
Defending.
We're like, this is going to happen a lot again. I'm involved, so I'm going to try and jump in before everyone else and interrupt people. I was just clicking around on my calendar on my computer. We're like 8 months away from the release of FIFA 13, and we're trying to do our wish list already. This doesn't usually happen until like in May, when we've run out of like Ultimate Team topics to make videos about. So we make our FIFA 13 wish list just to fill our slots up. I don't really have any wish lists for it. The stuff I'd want fixed, like better security for Ultimate Team users. I did get quoted off that on Twitter on someone's blog. That just really annoys me. It's really something that pisses me off when you can't keep your stuff secure. People can ring up EA and get your passwords like almost instantly. As a director who has millions flowing through his account on a daily basis, kind of sets me at an unease when people just call up and nick all my stuff. So I want better security for Ultimate Team users. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want really. I'm kind of happy with FIFA 12 at the moment.
Defending is the only thing, not so much the defending, but the ease at which if you do a through ball or an over-the-top ball and you do it right, how easy, no matter what team you're against, it is to get in on goal, if you know what I mean. And I don't know if you've noticed this as well. When I'm running, for example, with someone who's got 90 pace, the defenders sometimes seem to keep up with me. And I don't understand how, because they haven't got 90 pace. I don't know if it's just because I'm kicking the ball or what, but there seems to be something there that doesn't quite work out, where they can always seem to catch up, and the defender's obviously got more strength 9 times out of 10 than an attacker, so I always get muscled off. I don't always, but I get muscled off the ball and stuff, and it doesn't seem right. If a defender's got 69 pace and I've got 85 or 90, I should be able to blitz them straight away. But
no, maybe it's a sync issue. Maybe it's just because there might be like a half second of lag between you two or something. Because it does sometimes happen that way. Like if you try and tackle someone and you've got lag, sometimes you can just completely miss them and they go on and score, which is kind of annoying. But FIFA 13 wish list for me, dedicated servers for Ultimate Team, or at least better performing servers, because there always seems to be something going wrong with them. Pro clubs, they need to sort of fix pro clubs. It's not as fun as it used to be. That used to be the game mode that I played most in FIFA 11. But now in 12 I don't play at all. So that needs to be fixed. Ultimate Team, better searches as well. It's a pain in the arse to try and find sort of managers and little tiny things like that. More licensed teams, national kits in Ultimate Team. And is it me, or do you guys think that Ultimate Team is probably as big as the rest of FIFA now, where it's just gotten so big that it's kind of on par with the rest of FIFA?
I think it's bigger. That was the other thing I was going to say. They need to bring out another mode which gives you another option. Like, people don't tend to like manager mode. Head-to-head seasons, all right, I suppose that, what I mean. And then pro clubs, but if it's not doing very well at the moment, the only thing is really Ultimate Team. And if you get hacked on Ultimate Team, for example, you're going to stop playing FIFA altogether because you haven't got nothing to play for. So I think they should try and implement some kind of FIFA Street-esque, maybe something like that. That's just, there's no points, there's no like unranked matches or whatever, but you can do something to it. Maybe I don't know how that would work. But
I think in a year, it might even be this year, we don't know, EA are going to release Ultimate Team as a standalone game. As FIFA 13 is just going to be a head-to-head seasons and your career mode. I reckon, as EA are known for trying to milk every penny out of their franchises, it's going to come out as a separate game. It's going to cost 40 quid extra, and then you're going to have to buy packs on top of it. I do see that happening in the future. I'd buy it anyway. I'm going to have to. I have to buy anything with FIFA on the label. I'm going to have to buy FIFA Street, even though I don't like FIFA Street. And this is where people call me a fucking idiot and act like I'm a complete tool for not liking FIFA Street. But I have to buy it because I'm a FIFA player and I have to upload videos on it. And that's going to happen if they do release it as a standalone disc. I'm going to have to pay an extra 40 quid to play Ultimate Team. But I reckon Ultimate Team is bigger than FIFA 12, and it will be bigger in FIFA 13 right now.
Well, they're certainly making enough money out of it, so...
What did it stand at? So I saw a report on it. It said there were two different reports. It was like it's in the multi-millions.
It's like 12 million or something
12
like
million
that.
From people trying to hunt down 85 plus gold players. EA are laughing all the way to the bank. Actually, I won't open a pack now, seeing as I'm on the web app and
don't do it, man. Don't do it. I've opened too much.
I'm doing 225 grand packs.
Wow, you have some money. I'll tell you, I've had some good things like Walcott and stuff.
Oh, you are never going to guess who I've just picked up. New York Red Bulls Thierry Henry. He's back in packs. Alright, that's good. And my best player is Wagner Love. Transferred nice. Wagner Love, though, from Brazil, if that makes any difference. I'll do another 25 grand one quickly.
See, I had the Inform Danilino when he came out that week, so I can't really moan, but I've opened like about 2 million's worth of packs, so it really doesn't cover my costs.
Really regret spending that 50,000. My best player in the second packet is Sven Bender from Borussia Dortmund.
Hey, everyone loves a Bender.
Brilliant. That's 50 grand gone. Oh, I think I just discarded someone decent. Never mind. On with the show.
Going back to the wishlist, I remember in episode 2 we talked about women's teams and also indoor football. So do you think that would ever make a return to the franchise?
I've been playing. I bought a USB controller on eBay. It's like a complete rip-off of the PS1 controller. It's like completely hollow as well. It costs like £2. And I've been playing FIFA 99 on my computer, and it's pretty fun. It's not as bad graphics as I remember it. I do think they should stick five-a-side back in, but they've got FIFA Street coming out. There's got to be that engine that they can put in, because you can clearly see, when you do your flare passes or your skill passes.
Yeah, it's a completely different engine.
I think. Is it? Because it just looks like they've taken
it's sort of like stripped down, I think, with that. It's a lot more focused in smaller spaces as well, because they had the 360 dribbling with FIFA 12, but with this it's more like it's a lot sort of more small scales. I don't know if the FIFA 12 engine would work with FIFA Street.
I just want to see some five-a-side.
They could make pro clubs like a five-a-side team. I think that would be quite a cool, interesting idea from today.
I have never ever in FIFA 11 or FIFA 12 played pro clubs. It just doesn't.
I played 2 games. Yeah, I'm the same as you. Like it just seems to be a way that everyone can shout at each other and get really angry with their so-called friends. You know what I mean? Like I've listened to people go hammer and tong at each other, and then at the end of the game go, "Oh, that was unlucky." So what, you know what I mean? Like, bloody calm down. It's only a game, It's not, it doesn't even matter. Pro clubs doesn't even, you go up the ranking, but everyone makes a new club every week anyway, from what I've seen. They join other people's clubs, so it really doesn't matter. That's never, ever interested me and never will, to be honest. You just get the idiots that play it, with the bugged people that have, like, top stats.
Oh, is that the, 8 foot tall, 99 and everything, USB pack jobs?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
That are all going to get banned apparently this week, according to EA Sports.
Oh, they won't. They won't.
When was the last time EA Sports actually followed through on one of these?
Yeah, that's true.
If they start banning people, those people then won't buy stuff. It's the same with like Modern Warfare 3 and stuff. When they had all those people abusing the prestige tokens, they only banned a select few, because obviously if you ban someone and they decide not to come back, then you've lost any money they might spend on COD Elite or map packs or anything like that, so they're not going to do it. It's not hurting them if someone's bugging.
You say EA milk things. Activision are just as bad.
With this one, there are nine downloadable contents or something?
Yeah.
That you have to pay for if you want it. There's 20 maps or something coming. It's a ridiculous number of downloadable stuff, and you have to pay for it all. It's like I'm not even going to buy the first set.
And what's worse is people that bought COD Elite, but those that are on PS3, don't actually get the content early like the COD Elite should, because because of this Xbox agreement that they've like bought the rights to have stuff early, which they didn't advertise that at all. PS3 people that bought COD Elite assumed they were going to get it early like everyone else, but in fact they're not getting it early. They're getting it in between non-elite PS3 people and you know, regular Xbox people. And we're back after a little technical difficulty there. Hollywood, unreliable man he is. He had a few microphone problems. You probably picked it up towards the end of that segment. But we're gonna go it alone with us three, and we're gonna carry on. So I have no idea where we are, but let's just go on to the new topic, and that is the fact that Shaw Wars recently put on the Machinima Respawn Facebook group that there's going to be a new Machinima channel coming pretty soon. So if you guys had to take some guesses, what do you think they're going for?
My guess is what you said pre-thing. They seem to be pushing for live more than anything else at the moment, and every game I can see will fall into one of their channels. So I can't understand, unless they're redoing sports on a brand new channel, or maybe doing Machinima FIFA or something like that, where it's just FIFA, because that's all that dominates sports. So they may want to move Machinima Sports into American games, and then maybe make Machinima FIFA for us, because I've noticed, like myself included, if none of the like last week, none of the really big guys posted on Machinima, and it was like all of the American games weren't even close or even half of my views. And it's like I'm one of the smaller channels, yet because it's FIFA, everyone watches it. You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder if that's what they'll do. They'll make one channel, or they'll keep Machinima Sports FIFA and then make this new channel for the American guys. It's just a possibility, because I know you said they're going to make it for live, but would they really want that many directors having the login and password to a Machinima channel? Because you'd obviously have to log in to live stream.
Yeah, I'm not sure though, because I'm not a big guy on live streaming, but I'm pretty sure we'd be able to stream on their account without having to log in. If we set up our streaming thing and then we get the URL, and then if they put our URL into the live events thing, I think that should work.
Yeah, you'd be able to bypass it without logging in.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean,
but that's probably seems like the most realistic option for them, because they've kind of got everything covered.
yeah.
And I think if they took like, I don't know if they took the American sports and, you know, like WWE, even though it's not technically a sport, it's sports entertainment, but if they had those sorts of things on another channel, I don't think it'd do as well, and it'd be kind of like sports was when it first started, where people were just kind of, meh, I'm just going to stick with Respawn.
Yeah, but you see, then I also don't see many people, because at the end of the day, when you're at the level that a lot of the top guys are, it's not all about the money, but you are going to say no if it's going to earn you less money. For example, like, you won't do a video over another video if the second video is going to make you 10 times what the first one is. Just because you like the first one, I can guarantee that won't go up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
so I don't understand why people will go on the Machinima channel and may not get all their revenue, because Machinima wouldn't be able to really decide who's got what things. Because if you have 10 people streaming a day, you only get a daily view number. You don't get, this is how many views this person got. Obviously, you can go to vid stats, but that's not the most accurate, and Machinima wouldn't be able to use vid stats for that. They would have to use YouTube itself. So I don't think it was, certainly the big guys, you know, you're talking the 50, 60,000 plus guys, I cannot see them live streaming on a site that isn't their own. They'll just go back to Twitch and not tell Machinima.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think,
I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I'm confused. But the fact that it's on the Respawn Facebook, to me, says that it's not necessarily about sports. I think it might be something to do with Respawn.
I don't know.
Perhaps it's an in-house thing.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I don't even know if Machinima Sports has a Facebook page.
Yeah, we do, but it's not been updated in a year, so...
Yeah, so Machinima, the Respawn has got obviously the app and stuff, so that might just be where they display stuff. And obviously Shaw Wars is with Respawn, so he's going to put it on his own thingy. He's going to put it on his own page. Whether it is... you've got no idea. It might just be... Because they've got Machinima trailers and stuff. Yeah. And I know they're branching out into TV shows, so it may be like a live stream telly... thing, like BBC iPlayer.
I was thinking, if they made this new Machinima live channel, it could almost be a TV station with constant streaming, with slots where people come in and they'd have a mixture between in-house production streaming and like director streaming, but have a constant feed of like just gaming stuff, and that could be quite successful. And they definitely are trying to push streaming a lot, like rolling it out to all the directors and things. I mean, I've got streaming enabled in my channel, but my internet isn't good enough at this point to stream. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've not answered the email because I can't stream.
No, I mean
anyway, so there's no point in me even signing it until my connection is good enough to really roll it out. That's how I see it at the end of the day. What's the point in accepting something, and they're not forcing you to stream on your own channel. So I like the option that I can stream either on my own or I can go to Twitch and make a Twitch, because Twitch is good because you'll be showing up on the browse games. You won't be shown, and you get new people that way if they're searching for FIFA. If you're the biggest channel at that moment in time, they'll come into your channel. But if you're streaming on your own channel on YouTube, you're not going to get any random people stumbling on your stream.
Well, not unless you're like a huge director or whatever, or you've pre-announced it.
Yeah, but then again, they're not going to stumble upon it because they would have stumbled upon the video, which meant they're already on your channel.
Yeah, that's
true. So it's not picking up. When you're on Twitch, you could get 1,000 people an hour going on browse games, going, oh wow, FIFA's high up the rankings. I'm going to have a look. Oh look, Shane's got 900 people and the next person's got 12. I'm going to check out that. That's obviously a good stream. I'm going to check that out. Probably never seen me before, because I do that with like Modern Warfare 3. I'd never watch anyone who's not 1 or 2 for viewer-wise on there. So
no, you just don't, do you? You go to the one that everyone's in. You don't sort of go to the one that nobody's watching.
Yeah.
I think though, because when you go on browse on YouTube and then click live, because of the amount of people that are live streaming, there are things here. The only people that are live streaming are either Machinima people or random Eastern Asian, like, weird countries streaming. Like, there's CBC live streaming from Egypt and all this Arabic stuff. I think the only channels that are streaming at the moment are Machinima ones and these random ass news channels that are like Arabic and stuff. So I mean, I don't know the numbers about how many people that actually go to browse and then live and actually are looking for streams on YouTube, but I know YouTube are quite keen to get streaming out and get it popular, because it is popular, especially with competitive gaming and stuff like that. And I think Machinima are working directly with YouTube to help it on as well. But
perhaps it'll just be a channel for like Sark and C-Nanners and people like that, sort of the in-house Machinima people, and then just leave Respawn for the directors. Maybe they'll do that.
Perhaps, or it might be. You never know, because with the Machinima main channel, they're uploading, like, the channel is technically for Machinimas, like game-created films and stuff like that. But they've also got a lot of like recently, like, real-life, like series, like professional-made series. But maybe they'll make a new channel for like live-action stuff, like Bite Me and like Receiver and stuff like that. But
well, I've got some good news. Emaxwell's back, so if you want to invite him,
let's get him in.
I don't know, I'm just asking him because I just kind of said podcast ?
All right, let's move on to the next topic, and the topic is literally just Thierry Henry. And what I was thinking with this topic is, do you guys think he's obviously now he's back with New York Red Bulls, but do you think he is capable of performing in the Premier League still?
Not every game.
Not every game.
You couldn't play him a whole season.
Mm.
No,
not after the MLS is nothing like. Yeah. From what people, I've not got ESPN, but I've got mates who watch ESPN and they watch the MLS on there, and it's nothing spectacular. It's not. You don't get there's not fast wingers like there is here. So I don't know. I might be wrong, but they don't seem to be too thrilled about it. But I don't think so. I mean, what is he now? 30-something?
He's still got class, but
he has, but he's not going to be able to run.
Yeah, he's probably lost like a yard or 3 of pace. So, and that was a lot of his game. He was quick on the ball and he had an excellent finish. I mean, he's still got the excellent finish, but obviously he's not as good on the ball anymore. Could he do it in the Premier League? Maybe as a squad player, but then it's kind of you'd want him to play every game. I think if you're an Arsenal fan, because he's such a legend. So I don't think it'd work out. It was just nice for him to come back and score a couple of goals, and then have his sort of his farewell and ride off into the sunset.
What do you think about Arsenal's chances now? Because last season, when they got knocked out of, I think it was the Carling Cup final, was that their first loss in a cup, and then they just went out of everything? When it was against Birmingham, I remember, and it was an absolute howler at the back, and then they lost. Do you think Arsenal have got a chance at anything this season?
No.
No, Arsenal don't win trophies anymore.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what a lot of people would say that Arsene Wenger needs to do, which is buy players. But do you think they're right in saying that they're not going to splash out cash like pretty much ever, it seems like?
Well, their team right now isn't good enough. It's as simple as that. The team that they've got now, if they have to sell Van Persie, they won't end in top 6 ever.
No.
It's as simple as that. I think there was something coming out that after Van Persie, the next top goal scorer had 4 and then 2, something like that. I think that's right. And it's like, well, I'm not being funny, like Norwich, who got promoted, they've got midfielders and defenders who have got more than 4 goals. So if they can do it, why can't Arsenal's guys score? I mean, the back four is awful. I mean, Mertesacker was really good in Germany, but he's not performing here. And I watched him when they got thumped by whoever it was the other day. I can't think.
AC Milan, I
That's
think
the
it
one.
was.
I knew they were going to lose. It was pretty obvious. The only people that didn't think they were going to lose are the Arsenal fans, but they were just bad. And when they had to bring
Hilarious
Jury on as well.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Max.
I
Right.
should probably introduce our new guest that has filled in for Hollywood. Maxwell, you're back again. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Wait, shit, I've still got my voice changer on. Fuck, 1 second.
Yeah, that sounds
That's a
absolutely
bit awkward.
ridiculous.
That's a bit awkward. Right. That's a bit awkward.
with
1
the-
second.
with the
But I
accent
think
as
sort of
well.
what's happening with Arsenal is beginning to happen with Chelsea, where their
Yeah.
players are aging
Oh.
and they're not replacing them with.
Mm.
No, it's not. Damn it.
Well, I think-
AVP won't last to the end of the season.
No,
Yeah.
he'll end up getting the sack probably. I'd say mid-March, maybe.
Which is quite a funny 20 million to spend.
Yeah, but then they spent 50 million on Torres, and we all know how well that worked out.
The thing
Right,
is, though,
the-
it's all, what's his face? It's all Abramovich.
Yeah.
Who was the manager before AVB? Because he didn't want Torres.
Was
it was-
Hiddink? Was it Hiddink or was it?
That was Ancelotti.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Is
Yeah,
my
he didn't want-
is my
he didn't
mic
want
normal now?
Torres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. The thing is though, I think Abramovich is getting a bit bored. I'm a bit sick of spending money. That's why he would have sacked him by now with any other manager. But he spent 50 million to get him in, and had to spend even more to get him out.
Well, I think they're still paying. They gave a big lump sum to Ancelotti as well because he mentioned in his PSG, because he's the manager at PSG now.
Yeah.
He mentioned in the conference for that he got like a big payday from Chelsea for getting the sack, and you can't just chop and change managers like
They
that.
shouldn't have ever got rid of Mourinho. They should have treated Mourinho better. I'm not being
They
funny. It
should.
looks like Real are going to win the league, and no one thought they were going to win the league for like 5 years ever.
But they
until
would have still
Xavi
come
went
back to
over.
the Premier League at some point. Mourinho, I can see him perhaps if Ferguson leaves Manchester United.
See, people have said that, but I don't think he'll go to Man U. I don't
No.
think he will. That seems like the obvious job, and he's never gone to the obvious places.
Mourinho probably would have won Champions League that year. And not only that, but apparently at the end of the season, Aston Villa are getting these big billionaire owners in. The ones that own PSG.
They'll be in the Championship.
I know that, but say they do stay up, and they do get these new billionaire owners, the one that own PSG, well, the same family. You never know, Mourinho might take that. It's possible. There's a challenge for him.
How about if Redknapp goes for the England job and then Mourinho at Tottenham? Do you think that's likely or not really?
I think that'd be really bad if not Mourinho, if
Do they have the
he
money?
goes for England. I don't want him to go to England. That would ruin his career, 100%.
No, I think Mourinho said once that the only international job he would take was the Portuguese one. I think. Don't mark my words on that now.
Yeah, it needs to be an Englishman, the next England manager. And
I
it's
really
like
like that.
I dislike the fact that Redknapp seems to be the only candidate. Like, because he's got
Martin O'Neill
the
could be.
FA over a barrel now, so
Yeah.
Who do you think will be the next England manager?
It's almost a cert to be Redknapp.
Redknapp.
It will
He's come out
be
and say
Redknapp,
it.
but it'll be
Yeah.
bad for his career. No one will remember him at Tottenham if England don't do well. 100%.
Yeah. He hasn't. Yeah, he needs to stay at Tottenham a bit longer to really make his mark there, I think. And not only that, but England always mess up. Doesn't matter who the manager is, in my opinion. I think they'll just keep fucking up.
We're not good enough. Simple as that.
Yeah.
There ain't really anyone in our England side right now who, in my eyes, is world class. There isn't anybody.
DVG.
Scott
No
Parker.
way, no way is Stevie G world class. He's not done
Are you
anything special.
serious?
He's not done anything special for like a year now. You know what
Well,
I
he's
mean?
been
Even when he's but when he's back from injury, he doesn't do that much. He's not the life and style of Liverpool like he was a couple of years ago.
Oh, I have to say.
Similar to
Similarly.
Lampard at Chelsea, I think.
Yeah,
Both of them,
Lampard-
they're on. They're out. They're out.
Did you
now,
see him come on against Newcastle? He was he was world class, pinning the balls like pinpoint accuracy to Carroll. He was brilliant. He changed the game for us and we won it.
Yeah, the problem is, even if we have him and he's playing on top form, if he doesn't score, who's really going to score for us these days? Defoe doesn't get many playing games. Crouch never really scores these days. Bent's not playing well for Villa.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
now.
I think it's Villa.
Carroll
He
can't
moves every
score.
season.
Can't score if there's
No, he
rugby
can't.
posts. So I don't.
Rooney's
I don't
just
see where we'll
started
get it
scoring
from.
a little bit recently.
He has. But
Rooney's
he
overrated.
starts playing more. Yeah, he starts playing a lot more midfield. If you noticed a couple of, before he
Yeah.
brought Skulls back, he was dropping Rooney behind and then having like Welbeck up front. I mean,
Yeah.
Welbeck and Sturridge are doing the best for us at the moment, but they don't like over the top
They're
balls.
not world
so
beaters, are they? So
They're not. But Steven Gerrard's good at like the over the top balls to people, but those two don't like those balls, so they're not going to score from those. They like across the ground, so it means you're going to have Walcott on the wing who is playing badly, Oxlade-Chamberlain who doesn't have a game. Only when Wenger decides that maybe Arshaba's not very good does he have a game.
Yeah. I
So
think
it's
the Ox
fucking
needs to go
terrible.
to Euros. He needs to go to the Euros. I really rate that kid. He's really, really good, I think.
Mm.
Really.
Do you think
What
it's
about
too
Scott-
soon for him though, the Euros, for Oxlade-Chamberlain, or not at all?
Depends how many games he gets.
I don't think how I don't understand, like something like the Euros. How can it be too soon for him? Like he's not 15 suddenly coming on, and I mean he
Yeah.
plays for Arsenal, so if he's good enough to play for Arsenal and have an £11 million price tag,
Yeah.
Yeah.
true that.
he's got to be good enough for £11 million. Scott Parker got sold for £6 million, so if Scott Parker's £6 million.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got some good players, England up and coming, but no one sort of world class.
No, I mean
Endo.
Joe Hart in my eyes is probably one of the best players that we would have in the England side.
Yeah,
he would
but with
be,
the
yeah.
goalkeeper, it's like you can only do so much. You need sort of midfielders and front men to win tournaments.
To be fair though, having a good goalkeeper is very important in winning tournaments. That's been one of England's biggest weaknesses recently,
Robert
especially the
Green,
last
gotta
World
love
Cup.
him.
Yeah, and that was Spurs and Arsenal's big hindrance last season, not having a quality goalkeeper. It's
That's
actually
been
really-
Arsenal's
it's
for
wrong.
years, hasn't it? Out and having
Yeah.
a quality goalkeeper.
The thing
And
is
Man
that
United this
Chesney
season.
can be quite good. He does have
Yeah.
some good games. I've watched him.
Yeah.
He's a lot better now than he
He
was.
is, yeah.
But then you can say the same about De Gea. I don't rate him at all. I used to watch La Liga a lot, and he was really
Yeah.
good. But he's coming and that Lindegaard,
Mm.
he's really he's awesome. When I've watched him play,
Mm.
he'd be better
I
off
think-
going out on loan.
The thing with De Gea is, if you notice, he's really good at shot stopping, but he's only bad when he's sort of when people are crowded
Yeah.
around him in pressure situations. And I think that's something you can improve on. That's something just getting his confidence and stuff. So I think he will be a world class keeper.
I think
But
a lot's
it needs to be said.
language as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly,
When he
yeah.
came here, apparently he couldn't speak a word of English, which isn't so bad if you're anywhere in the start, like your front
Yeah.
10, because you'll just pass the ball where you want it. But
Yeah.
if he's shouting leave the ball, but he can't
Yeah.
speak English, and you can only speak English,
Exactly.
and that was apparently the issue. But then again, it's maybe stop buying these players that can't speak English.
Yeah,
at all.
that and he looks about 10. He's not sort of built to be a.
Yeah, he's really
Goalkeeper.
scrawny, so easily
He
pushed
looks like
around.
Hutch. He does look like Hutch.
He
He does.
does look like Hutch, yeah, he does.
But I think with the back line, like Smalling and Phil Jones, I think they're going to be pretty decent centre backs for England in the future, and then Sturridge
Well-
and Welbeck perhaps up front.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
But then
I was
going to
say
fill in the
Evans,
gaps.
but not English.
Yeah.
They've been unlucky with injuries as well because they've had Hernandez out for for a little while, and they've got obviously Vidic has been out as well. I think Ferdinand's had a spot on the sidelines as well. So Ferdinand's passed it. So is Terry as well.
He is, yeah.
Those two players.
Well, Terry's still a good player. He's just not lost his pace a bit. Like, see Jones though. Jones isn't even getting on. Man. Evans is getting on over Jones and Smalling, so he's been disappointing recently. Jones.
But when you look at the midfield, you can't. The only player for me that's going to be up and coming for the England midfield is Wilshere, and apart from that, you can't really name any, wonder.
And he's injured for the foreseeable.
Henderson, come on.
Yeah, perhaps. And you could, I don't know, how do you...
Stuart Downing.
Really? Henderson and Downing, that's another load of wasted money.
Henderson, right, has potential, alright?
He
has
does,
potential.
not for a good team, though. He has potential for a bottom 10 club in the Premier League. That's his... From what I've seen of him this year, same as Downing. Downing was an absolute brilliant bloody purchase, sale even, but a crap purchase.
Yeah. Downing last season had like the highest cross completion percentage or something, and this year for Liverpool he hasn't got a single assist or goal in the league. Like, that's pathetic for our only winger, well, only out and out winger, and 20 million price tag.
Yeah, but be honest, when you're waiting on Andy Carroll to get into the box.
Oh God, yeah. What did they do? I don't understand what went on in Liverpool's head. Let's spend like what 70 million?
75.
On all these players, which really haven't done anything. Even Suarez really isn't doing what he Ajax, he was like, crazy goal scoring machine. But
the thing with Suarez for me, I think he needs a partner like he has at Uruguay with Cavani. Like him, I don't like this formation. Kenny plays like 4-5-1 with Suarez up front in the zone. Doesn't work. He needs support. He needs someone to play off. Yeah, he needs a man to play with. And he's more of a I think David Silva type player. He creates so much and works really hard. So he's not a brilliant finisher. That's the thing.
We can't talk about Suarez and not talk about the handshake though.
Oh God.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. What did you guys
Suarez
make
innocent.
of it? Because I saw a picture.
Do we need to ask Maxwell? Because Maxwell is obviously going to say no. He doesn't have to shake his hand.
Well, listen, right? In Suarez's eyes, right? He's an innocent man. So why would you shake the hand of Evra, who in your eyes lied about you, dragged your reputation through the mud?
I would say that's fine if Evra didn't even put his hand out. But Evra put his hand out, so I would have just gone. It's not, it's not the same as the Terry Wayne Bridge situation where they didn't even go to shake each other's hand because of obvious reasons. He put his hand out, and it only takes a second to shake his hand, but he decided, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to anger this centre-back, or whatever he was playing that day, who's going to be tackling me, gunning for blood now because I've done this.
Did you see?
And then he apologises, don't he? This is what makes me laugh, though. He apologises for it, but he knew what he was doing by not shaking his hand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like when they come out with these public apologies. It's like, oh, I'm really sorry, because
it was going to be forced. It was going to be forced anyway. They should have. What they should have done with they did is what they did with. I said it to you, Maxwell, last weekend, that they should have done what they did with Ferdinand and Terry and just not had the handshake, because it's obvious. If he's called him, a black such and such, and Everest turned around and got Suarez banned for 8 games, there is no way that's not going to be a powder keg situation, and forcing them to shake hands.
But you can't. Yeah, but in my, you can't change it for everybody because of those two. And at the end of the day, Suarez admitted he said it at the very beginning. He said, "Yes, I called him it, but in my country, it's not a racist comment." Well, I'm sorry, you play in England. It's a racist comment in England. You can go to any country in the world and say what you like, but if it's not, so in my eyes, I don't understand why it even went to trial.
I don't think either of them wanted to shake each other's hand, though. I think
no, but I mean, Evra went. This is for the game. There's kids here now, because those 2 kids didn't shake hands either, did they?
No, that's true.
But apparently,
that was weird.
Apparently, though, so even like some of the English players use it, though. Like Hernandez from Man United apparently says it on Twitter. That's what I heard. So yeah.
But I mean, you could say it. You can say it if you're not talking about someone. If he's literally sending a message to Evra and going blah blah blah, you're a.
What did he actually say? He said, "I'm not talking to you. You are black," or something. Or something like that.
What, Suarez?
Yeah. What did he say?
It was like
to Evra?
Negrito or something.
Yeah.
The thing with Suarez is though. The thing with Suarez, he part of his game is he tries to rile the other team up to get them angry and make mistakes, and I think that's what he was doing to Evra, and he just took it too far. You know what I mean? He was in the wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
His best bet would have just to have been, I said it, which he did say. He said, I said it.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't realise it was a racist comment, and then leave it as that. I don't understand why after he then went, no, I didn't say it. We've already admitted that you said it, so stop. Just say you said it, and I'm not being funny.
The
If he
English
didn't say
media
it,
blow it out proportion as well.
if he didn't say it, Evra wouldn't have gone to the lengths that he went to. I don't know Evra, obviously, but no bloke is going to go to court if he didn't actually say it.
To be fair, Evra lied about a similar thing to a Chelsea groundsman a couple of years back, and he was ended up down there for lying. So he is that kind of. I don't like Evra at all. I'm a bit biased here, okay, but still, I don't like Evra.
What did you guys make of Carlos Tevez's return to the country recently?
He won't play again.
No.
What the
No.
doghouse statement?
Apparently, he was supposed to play, and then he's in Manchester. Bear in mind, his house is sold now anyway, and all his stuff is in Argentina. He sold his house before he the removal van were at his house, straight away after the game. He won't play because he's already come back and said I was treated like a dog. So I don't really understand why he's back. But
could have just said sorry, and perhaps he might have played again. But
in all fairness, though, he was treated bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He may be telling the
truth. At the end of the day, it was only because he didn't play the game. All right, you fined him. He hasn't been paid. I think it's something like he hasn't been paid £5 million or something like that.
He's lost £10.2 million.
Yeah, because he hasn't
in
been
wages.
Paid, he hasn't been paid since the game.
Yeah, and loyalty.
They're not selling him. So that's a bit naughty. It's obviously on purpose they're not selling him because Corinthians deal fell through. Both of the Milan clubs all fell through. So they're obviously being difficult about selling him, aren't they? But it doesn't make me laugh that the reason he wanted to leave Manchester is he was too far from Argentina, so he wanted to go to Italy, which is further away from Argentina than Manchester. But I just don't think he's happy. If he's
I think when they brought Aguero in, I think that was sort of the key that he wasn't top dog there anymore because he was their best player probably for a couple of seasons. He probably still is
when he gets back to form because he'll be awful now. If you play him now, he'll be awful because he hasn't played a competitive game for like 6 months. But like Scholes, for example, now he's not been the Scholes of old. He
won't be again.
He's hit a few of those shots, but my God, his tackling is bad now.
He's always been a bad tackler. Come on.
But I'm not talking like the tackles he makes now. You would think you're actually going to injure that person. Do you know what I mean?
They're worse. Yeah.
They're like, and he's not meaning to do it that way, but it's like it looks to me as though you're like tackling him to like take his leg off. Some of them
it's just because he's slow, not because he's malicious or anything. I don't think he's that kind of character. He's fiery, but he's not unbalanced with it like Joey Barton is, who is an absolute tool.
Just imagine if this whole thing didn't happen though. Tevez and Aguero up front. That would be some strike.
If this didn't, would they have bought Aguero if this didn't happen?
I suppose so.
Did they need? Because they didn't.
Hold on a minute. This happened after they bought Aguero.
It's overkill though, isn't it? They wanted to take the championship, and they figure spending X amount of millions of pounds is going to do that. But
like buying Sami Nasri, for example, who
they didn't necessarily need him.
I don't know why he's doing as bad as he is because he's got the people around him.
A little bit of form, to be fair, a wee bit.
I think it was a bad move him going to Man City, but obviously Arsenal aren't going to refuse that kind of money.
No, it's never going to be a bad move for him because whether he plays every game or not, he's still going to get trophies, which he's not going to get at Arsenal at the moment. So it's not a bad move. And I like when football players say, "I only moved here because I want to play." No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't because you're getting more money through Manchester City. So even if you're sitting on the bench, you're still earning more than you would be at Arsenal, guaranteed, because their wages are ridiculous.
That's why Wayne Bridge refuses to leave Man City. He's on this big, massive pay thing.
He's on. I think he's on 95 a week because when he came to us last season, we paid like 25, I think, and they paid everything else.
Yeah.
Same with Adebayor at Tottenham. They're not paying all his wages because he's on like 100 and something.
I actually thought he'd sign because he's played at Madrid last year, and now he's at Tottenham this year.
I think he'll sign in summer. That Tottenham will go
for Tottenham.
Yeah.
How long left of his contract though for City?
Not sure, but a little bit of me thinks if Redknapp goes, you may find Modric goes, and so does Bale.
Mm.
It depends where they finish in the league, though, because if they finish sort of second, which I mean, I don't think they will now, but
They'll finish third, I think. Yeah.
yeah, but
it
if they
depends
get,
if they like the club or whether they like the manager of that club.
Yeah.
I think
what I
Modric
mean?
is
If they- if
probably
they-
glad he didn't go to Chelsea either. That like he
Yeah.
was going to at the start, because if you think how they've ended up now, they're probably
He'd be
in
regretting
a
it.
sense worse off than Arsenal are, because you wouldn't expect them to be doing so crap.
Yeah.
Do you think
Sorry,
Arsenal,
Shane.
do you
Put
think
you up. Sorry.
Arsenal will finish above Chelsea or Chelsea above Arsenal?
No. Well, I think Chelsea will finish above them. They've got
Chelsea
a better
will
team.
finish above Arsenal.
Yeah.
Newcastle will finish above them both.
Liverpool are finishing fourth. We all know that.
Liverpool will not finish in fourth. Newcastle will take fourth.
Do you not like?
I really
who
want
do you
Newcastle
support?
to take fourth. Actually, I've been really impressed with Newcastle this
They're
year.
not-
Yeah, I
they
don't
don't
understand where they've come from. I thought they were going to like go right downhill when Pardew left. Not when Pardew left, when Houghton left.
Yeah, I did a video at the start of the season saying Newcastle are my dark horse to go down, and look how wrong I am because they sold loads of good players. They got this new manager Pardew who wasn't anything special before this, and I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work out well. And now they're fourth contenders, so I got that completely wrong.
Well,
They still
Norwich
don't
don't
really,
go
they don't
well.
have. Yeah, no, good on Norwich. They still don't have really. If you look at Newcastle's books, besides Demba
Yeah.
Ba, which I'm still angry that we gave
Kyoto's
for
good.
nothing, they don't
Yeah.
have any massively brilliant players.
Yeah,
and
sure.
as I said, Demba Ba was on a free from us because he's got a bad knee, and
Yeah.
Stoke turned him down because of his bad knee. Found a medical.
Yeah.
He's
They're over-
still
Great,
failed.
great piece of business by Newcastle though to do
It
To
that.
was.
get him
Yeah.
for nothing, and he's like one of the top guys. He didn't do that for us last season, though. I like to
Who do you
add.
support? Are you West Ham?
West Ham and Norwich.
West Ham and Norwich?
No,
What's
it's-
gonna
Norwich.
See, I'm a Forest fan, and we've got Tech Let's Play who's a Crystal Palace fan, so we've got some championships.
Why do you support both West Ham and Norwich?
West Ham for my dad and Norwich because it's geographically my local team.
Who do you prefer?
I don't have a favourite.
Ooh, that'd be
I don't,
dodgy
I
when they're
don't,
both.
I don't
Premier
like
League.
the game enough.
It
to have-
depends who's winning that week.
I don't know who I don't think I'd support either if they played each other. That's not really how I am. I'm not a really insane fan.
Yeah.
I just watch it and enjoy it and hope that someone wins by loads of goals so that the game's good. I can't stand a really enthralling 0-0. I could give a shit at 0-0. Give me the goals. That's all I care about. I want to see.
You're a bit of a
mistakes.
neutral, just football fan in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch any football game. I won't like go on to Sky and when there's Champions League, if there's a foreign game that's better, I won't watch that. I'll just watch whatever the British one is, which
Yeah, me
is always
too.
going to be the worst game 9 times out of 10 in these
Yeah.
other ones.
Very true.
I think all three of the teams that came up, Swansea are doing alright, Norwich are doing alright, and Newcastle, they're all, pretty much top half of the
QPR.
table.
QPR that came
Oh
up.
yeah, there.
They're not doing good. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous, though. Look
I'm
at the
just
amount of
glad
money
to
they
get rid of
Yeah,
them at
that's
the
quite-
Championship,
that's
to be
quite
honest, because
funny.
they're all great teams to play last year.
I've never rated Mark Hughes as a manager. I'm not surprised at all, to be honest.
It shows the difference that they've spent, I don't know, however much money they've spent. And Norwich gave Paul Lambert 40 million, up to 40 million to spend this year on whatever he wanted, whoever he wanted. I think he spent 9 million over the two
Yep.
transfer things, and he's not spending any more because he doesn't want to break the team up. And I can't remember who I told this to the other day. I think it was about 5 years ago. Grant Holt was a tyre welder.
He was playing for us as well. I think 4 years ago, he was playing for Forest, and we didn't
Yeah.
want him, so we got rid of him to
You got
Norwich.
him. Did you get rid of him to Norwich, or did you get rid of him to non-league?
I think he went back to Millwall, and then he went on to Norwich. So I suppose it's similar to the situation with you guys in Denver Bar. Is
Yeah.
he didn't have. It wasn't the sort of the same player when he was at our club, but the second we let go of him, he blew up, and he's probably actually one of the better strikers in the Premiership at the moment.
Well, he's the best value to goal person in the Prem at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Demba Ba did alright at West Ham, did you know? It was a
He,
terrible
he
team.
did all right, but because we had Avram Grant, who was an idiot, that's the reason we
Yeah,
got relegated. He kept playing Carlton Cole, and I don't rate him at all. He played him, and then he
He's terrible, yeah.
brought in Abina, Pickion, and Barr, and he played Barr on the wing with Abina, and they're both strikers, and he played Pickion as a striker, who's a winger. So
Yeah.
Pickion was scoring a couple of goals when the other two should have. Because I remember when we played, I think it was us that played Man U, wasn't it? In the snow last year, in the cup, and we thumped them 4-1.
I can't remember at all.
I
to be
think
honest
it was that game.
Yeah.
Because Abina got an absolute monster. I think it was that game. But Yeah, Avram Grant was not a very good
In
manager.
form.
My chippies came through the door. I'll be back in 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the BBC site now, and apparently Mertesacker is out for long term, so what the hell are Arsenal going to do at the back without him? Because they're having difficulty enough with him. So, how do you
Koscielny
reckon?
got injured, didn't he? No, he hobbled off in that game the other day.
Yeah, well, if they're... Yep. Koscielny injured as well, so that's pretty much their two subpar centre
And
backs.
Vermaelen's not doing well because he's come back from injury. So they've got that would be Vermaelen and Giroud with Sanya and is it Coquelin that plays on the other wing?
Yeah,
or the other.
recently. Yeah. I
Brilliant.
rate Coquelin, but
Oh, they better start scoring some goals then to make up for the ones that they're going to be leaking.
yeah.
And they can't just rely on Van Persie. That's not fair to just rely on one player like that.
He'll leave soon. 100%.
You think he'll leave? Do you think he'll leave this season, or do
No,
you think
next
he'll...
season. He'll leave next summer if he's still the only striker. I expect. Not next
Yeah.
summer, next January.
Not any decent one anyway.
He won't. I don't think he'll re-sign a I don't know when his contract's out, but I cannot believe he's going to re-sign a contract.
Where do you think he'll go?
He could go anywhere though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like Tottenham,
Man
to be honest,
City.
Tottenham would be a really good fit for him.
I
When
think
you
he'd probably
think
go
of good-
abroad. I can see him maybe going.
It depends
somewhere
if he
else.
because if he likes London, then Tottenham would be a good place. You know, if they can't buy Adebayor, you've got Bale going on the wing, you've got Van der Vaart and Modric just behind him. You know, you've got the others. You've got Lennon on the other wing. So that's all he wants because he's not going to want to run fast. He has to do all the work for Arsenal. So if he can go to a club that doesn't really make him do that much to score the goals, but where that
How much
Arsenal would
if he was
say
in contract, how much do you think they'd have to pay to get him away from Arsenal?
25,
You think 25?
20 to 25 because he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I think he's the top scorer in the Premier League at the moment. Yeah, 22
Yeah.
goals.
Well, think
Yeah,
about
but
Torres
I
for
can't,
50
you know.
million.
It's ridiculous.
Do you rate Torres the same? Torres in form back in the day. Do you rate him at the same?
No,
place as
Torres.
Van
There's two people that I would rate over 50, which would be Ronaldo and Messi. They're the only two that I think are going to be worth over 50 million for what they do for your team. Neither are strikers, yet they score more goals than anyone else.
Yeah,
They're
that's
both
true.
pretty much wingers. And then the people that I rate getting close to 50 would be Xavi, Iniesta, those type of people. And I really do rate Puyol. He has some bad games, but when I watch him play, no matter what he says, everyone does it. He commands everyone on that pitch, and obviously Casillas and Valdez are good goalkeepers, but they're not, obviously goalkeepers don't value that much. But I don't think there's anyone else in the world that's over 50 million in my eyes. Not even close to that. I mean,
But clubs will pay it. Though. Like Porto came out this week and said that Hulk was going to be if a team wanted to buy Hulk, they have to spend, I think it was something like 89 million
yeah, 'cause that's a
euros.
buyout clause, yeah.
Yeah.
Messi's is 250, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, if any team in the world was going to buy it, that'd be Man City. But I don't think he'd leave Barcelona.
He
to
wouldn't
be
leave
quite honest with you.
Barcelona. Well, it depends if they stop winning titles. But
Can't see that happening.
Yeah.
I think they're just having a bad season. I think it's just a blip in their season at the moment. They're just, you know, because when they're on fire, even the game they played the other day, they had 78% possession or something like that. The
Yeah.
game that I watched on telly, and it's like you're having a bad game with 78% possession. You know, it's that's not a bad game for 99% of teams. But I have so much respect for Barcelona because like there's something ridiculous. Like if they have their strongest starting 11. 9 are out of the academy. Like Villa isn't out of the academy, and someone else. It depends. Alexis Sanchez, obviously, but the others all are. You know, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Valdez, Messi.
They're a bit similar to
Fabregas.
Manchester United were in the sort of late 90s with all their homegrown talent, but they're on a completely different scale.
It's like no one else has it. There's not one team in the world that their academy is this very moment in time, they're pretty much starting 11.
Yeah.
It just don't happen. You know, I mean, the only person that they bought in summer that was worth any money was Fabregas, wasn't it, Barca? I know they bought Fabregas.
They got Sanchez as well, I think.
And Sanchez, yeah. That was the only people they bought, and they're in their starting 11 already, and they're doing unbelievable things, you know. And they are a really good team to watch when they're on fire.
I think
A
Arsenal.
bit like Arsenal used to be.
Yeah.
Arsenal used to be the best team.
Yeah, I remember the days back then because I remember as a kid and my dad supported Arsenal, and that was a really good time. But then as I started growing up, Arsenal started getting a lot worse, which was quite
I don't
funny.
think it's that Arsenal got a lot worse. I think it's that everyone else got better.
Really.
I don't think you can just at the flick of a switch lose, because Arsenal never didn't lose all of those key players in one season. So I think it's just a lot of teams knew what Arsenal were going to do, so defend against it, and then you're going to make a team look crap if you know that they're going to go pass, shoot. You know that on that second pass you need to block it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if a team, they say they play this fancy football, but if it is fancy football but exactly the same tactics every game, it only takes a couple of video things to check it.
Yeah. I think Arsenal are pretty close to becoming a homegrown side, but when that happens, they'll be somewhere like 6th to 10th finishers. They'll be like the very old Tottenham were, and I think those two clubs have sort of swapped roles now, because Tottenham have done really well this season.
Arsenal need to clear out a lot of their crappy players.
The only problem is if they clear out a lot of players, a lot of their crappy players are their starting 11.
Yeah,
so
that's
you've
true.
then got to integrate these new people. Like, you're going to get, in my eyes, they need to get rid of Arshavin without foul, because I do not know what that guy brings to the team.
Horrible.
Really.
They need to get rid of Juru as well. I don't rate him at all, which means you need to get a winger, and you need to get a centre back who, because that's where he plays. When he played at right back, I only found out when I was watching it on telly that right back isn't even his position. He's a centre back, so you need to get a centre back. Well, they've got centre backs, but they're not good enough. I mean, Koscielny is good. I did watch him. He is a really good centre back, but those two need to go. Ramsey, I really like watching. Ramsey and Walcott together, not Walcott, Wilshere together would be good. But there isn't that many.
What about Walcott?
11,
Do you think they should get rid of Walcott?
I don't think.
I don't know. I don't think they should get rid of him, but he's not anything special.
No, that's true. But then they'd have to get another winger on the
Well, no,
opposite
they've got
side.
Oxlade, don't they? Isn't he on the same wing?
Yeah, I think he's right wing. So I suppose they could replace But then is Chamberlain ready for
I think so. He's been pretty much their leading player recently, but
Every time I've watched them score, they've got that Mayachi who plays on the left wing. They bought him, but they've loaned him out. So I don't understand why they bought him.
He's a good player to have in FIFA Ultimate Team, actually. Actually is. But Hiddink took the Anzi Makalakalaka job, apparently. So he's leading them. They're like Russian Man City.
Do you think China are going to get Drogba? Because they got Anelka, and the same club want Drogba.
Well, that's a similar situation actually with Chelsea and Arsenal, that Chelsea are relying on all their old players like Terry and Lampard and Drogba, and they need an overhaul of players as well. So
Luis can go back to where he came from.
he is poor.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah. He just seems to do everything wrong, really, and he's always at the heart of every goal conceded.
We'll see how good Gary Cahill can do. I don't think that's going to be the life. I never really rated him. I didn't. I don't know whether it's just because Bolton let a lot of goals in, but then if they let a lot of goals in, surely your centre back's to blame as well. Do you know what I mean? So
lose the terrible defence.
I'm glad they got someone who's English to go with Terry. That was good, but I don't. I
think Terry's probably only got another couple of seasons left in him anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's got many, because when you're in the Premier League and you're getting on and you've got young, pacey strikers, that there's only so much you can do to defend.
Yeah, that's true.
Them. So.
But what do you think? Do you think Torres is done being a top Premier League striker, or do you think? I
don't know. I think it's even when Chelsea win, it's always he didn't score again. Do you know what I mean? But Chelsea won. They could score 4 goals, but he didn't get one, so he's a failure. You know what I mean? And my gut feeling is he is a better winger than he is a striker. Did you see the goal that he set up for Mata, that cross that he then volleyed in at the weekend?
To be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Chelsea this season. I've been kind of disappointed.
Well, it was an unbelievable volley that he set up for him, and it's like maybe he's a better winger. Maybe that's why he's not scoring so many goals at the moment.
I mean, he's always sort of primarily played as a striker. I mean, he played there for Liverpool, but if you sort of look at the goals he scored for Liverpool, he was always attacking the ball. Like, anywhere within the penalty area that the ball went, he'd follow. But with with Chelsea, he's not doing that. He's sort of waiting and second guessing himself. And if you do that as a striker, then you're never going to score. So I think, and the more times he doesn't score, the worse it gets for him. So
I think it's just because he's 50 million. I mean, Carroll's just as bad.
Yeah.
But because he's cheaper, no one really speaks about it.
But at least you've got the memory of Torres, crashing them in for Liverpool, because he probably was one of the best strikers in Premier League history when he was at Liverpool and on fire. But now,
that just
shows it's the people around you that get you the goals, not you as a person. Go back to Ronaldo and Messi. They're the only two that do not need a pass to score a goal. There's not really anybody else that can go and set up their own goal almost every time. But those two just seem to have the ability to, no matter where they are on the pitch, they'll get through you.
Van Persie's done it on occasion for Arsenal, but then that's kind of against some of the lower Premier League defences, so it's a little bit different to European football. But like you said, Messi and Ronaldo is probably the only ones that have got the skill and the technique and the finishing to do that sort of thing.
But you, I was going to say no, I saw in the paper or on the news or something that Ronaldo mentioned that he wants to come back to England.
There's probably only one club that he would go back to, and that's probably Manchester City. Yeah.
Well, Manchester United, I thought, but then with Fergie going, it'll only be Man City.
You really think even with Fergie there, he'd go back to Man United?
I think he probably would. He didn't leave on bad terms.
If they could pay him,
they sold him for
£80
million,
Yeah.
And
true.
how much is he on at Real Madrid?
I have no idea. It'll be a lot of money. I heard a rumor that Messi's on about £250,000 after tax a week.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Jeez.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know what their tax codes are like, but if that's after tax, that's like more than anyone in the Premier League's on.
The thing is, though, Wayne Rooney has a clause in his contract, which means he has to be the highest paid player at.
I love that little clause in his contract.
That's so stupid.
Which is why they didn't buy Schneider, because Schneider was on 10 grand a week more or something like that. It was really close, but they couldn't do it because Schneider wouldn't take a pay cut for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It just shows how much control Wayne Rooney has over Man United.
He wanted to leave, didn't he? He was all set and ready to leave, and then they turned around and offered him this bumper new contract.
Yeah, but it's the same with Modric. He wanted to leave Tottenham, and it's down to the manager. Fergie got him to stay, the same as Redknapp got.
But Fergie's always saying
got him to stay.
Fergie's always saying that there's no player bigger in the club, and he's the manager's the most important person, and then he goes and gives to Wayne Rooney all that power and stuff, and that's a bit hypocritical in my opinion. Like, I would have told him,
You might find that most clubs have that. Most clubs have a person that's on the most, and that's in their contract, but because they haven't asked to leave, you don't hear about it.
That's possible.
It's Wayne Rooney, so obviously anything to do with Wayne Rooney is going to be publicised. So.
Well, no. If he didn't ask to leave, would we have ever heard that this is in his contract? No, because the contract's private.
I don't think he did. Maybe
he wouldn't have got the contract though.
Yeah,
that happened.
Well, not then anyway.
Yeah, I think that happened because he wanted to leave.
Or perhaps he wanted a new contract and he was just using his leverage because he knew there was no way Manchester United would let him go.
Yeah. I don't think he's worth £250,000 a week. I really don't.
Is any footballer worth £250,000 a week?
Messi is. Come on.
Still,
I don't think so.
£1 million a month.
There's only a certain amount of money you can make in football. Like Samuel Eto'o, 300,000 a week for Anzi. That's oil baron money. That's ridiculous.
How can anyone afford to pay someone 300 grand a week though? That's crazy.
Because the owners are a billionaire, so.
I know, but that's just.
But it's still a lot of money to spend. I wouldn't like to see my wage bill.
Yeah, exactly. Well, wasn't Drogba offered like 400 grand a week from?
Yeah, he's offered. He will be the most paid player for that Chinese club, so that he can go with what's his face.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's no possible way that teams like that can see a return on that money. There is no way that a Russian team, and they're not even the best team in Russia either. They're not even in the Champions League.
Yeah, no, but the Chinese team, if football's not very big in China, they would get a return if people know who Drogba is.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, sorry, a lot of these clubs, obviously, like Liverpool, the new owners are going to run it like a business. But with these billionaires, they don't care about returns. It's a hobby for them. They're willing to invest the money. They don't care about a return.
Try telling that to Abramovich.
Yeah, that's why I think he's getting a bit bored of his hobby.
He's not getting his money back.
Well, he's
Yeah,
not
but if
getting
he's
the
yeah, but I'm not
success
being
he
funny. If
wants.
he's a billionaire, right? Even if
Mhm.
he spent 200 million pounds at that club, that's still not going to really hurt him too much. If he's got I mean, isn't his ship worth an absolute ton? It's got like missile defenders and stuff on it.
Really?
The ship.
Wow.
It's
Well,
something stupid. Like, you know, the guys that won the lottery and won 100 and whatever million.
yeah.
If they rented his boat, they would run out of money after 2 years and 3 months.
That's mad.
It's ridiculous like that because of everything that's on it. There was like 2 helicopter thingies on it and missile defense systems, and there was a full roller coaster or something stupid like that on it. It's ridiculous. I can't think what the boat is called.
But isn't one of his friends or something, or ex-friends, doing this big lawsuit against him because apparently all his money is meant to be his friend's money? I don't know the story, but apparently he's at risk of losing everything.
Not sure. Right, his yacht. I've just checked it now. Is worth
It's a yacht?
$1 billion.
Wow.
What?
Jesus.
And if
That's
you
crazy.
want to rent his yacht, it's 1.25 million pounds a week.
But wait,
Plus
he
a
only.
deposit of something absolutely crazy, I'd imagine. Like deposit
he's
of your
only-
wife or something.
But he's only got like 7 billion or something, does he not?
Yeah, but he's
Not
got a big
sure.
ass
He
boat,
paid-
so
Yeah, but how can
he
you spend like a
paid-
seventh of all
he
your
paid
money on a boat?
750 million pounds for his. It's called the Eclipse, and it's 533 foot in length. It has its own missile defense system and James Bond style submarine that comes from.
it's got a submarine.
Yeah,
That figures.
it has 70 staff members on it,
Space station.
2 helipads, 2 swimming pools, a gym, a hair salon, and a sauna.
Wow.
There it is. The couple who won all that money they won 161 million pounds on the Euro Millions. The couple from wherever they're from could rent it for 2.5 years, and they would run out of money.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
And one of the swimming pools doubles as a dance floor, and the annual rent costs of the boat is 50 million pounds.
At the same time, right? You have what? Billions and billions and billions of pounds. What else are you going to spend it on? There's only so much you can buy.
Fernando Torres.
Yeah, it says to fill up his fuel tank on that boat is 400 grand.
That's mad. 500,000.
Well, I could
Wow.
buy Darlington FC for that. I still have some money left over.
So yeah, believe me, he can pay for Torres' wages.
Crazy. And what? He's like less than £10 billion. Just think how rich them Man City owners. They got like £500 billion. That's rich.
They're owned
They
by
don't
an
really
oil
have
company
a
or
certain
something.
amount of money. Yeah, they don't have a certain amount of money because they are the royal family of that country. They can get whatever money they really want to.
Oh, really? So they're the royal family, the ones that own Man City?
Yeah, yeah. The Sheikh Mansour, his parents are the royal family of wherever
Ah.
country.
Are they the same family that own PSG?
No.
That's
Oh, right.
That's another Arabic country oil baron
This is the thing that confuses me, right?
consortium.
The guys that own PSG, they're the ones that have been linked with Ben Aston Villa. Are you allowed to own 2 like top teams? Like that's a bit conflicted interest, there is it not?
I think if you've got the money, it doesn't make a difference.
Wow.
I think maybe if they're in the same league, it would be a problem. But I think
yeah.
because French football is kind of pants anyway. Like it's not probably not even championship standard.
Yeah, you wonder
And that's
why.
pretty bad.
You wonder why one of these billionaires, instead of investing in a club like Aston Villa, if you pump millions and millions into it, you could actually get in the top 4. And then go and spend the money on a French team that you're really limited. The French league's not that special, you know.
Yeah, but then if the French league isn't that good, then if you put your money in, you're always going to win titles, which means you're always going to get Champions League football.
You've been known as the
Yeah.
best team within that.
Yeah.
In that particular.
I mean, look,
Yeah,
look how
that's
many
true.
years. Look how many years has taken Man City after being taken over, of spending money to get there. It might only take half a season at PSG if they spent 50 million, 60, 70
Yeah,
million,
that's
whatever.
true. Much quicker return. Yeah, I see your point.
But Man City did originally buy some crap. Like they got Rocky Santa Cruz and
yeah.
they did
Crap
I was
like
like,
that.
it's crazy how many players they've had, like Robinho. And stuff.
Robinho.
I thought they
Yeah.
had Robinho till
Yeah.
they mentioned it in the Milan game. They've had so many players go through and like leave.
Where
It's-
is Rocky Santa Cruz?
who was he before? He
He's in
was
Spain.
Blackburn,
he
Rocky
was at
Santos.
Real Madrid before, wasn't he? Robinho?
Yeah, he's not
He was-
The thing is, though, they kind of had to go for them players because, you know, the likes of David Silva, well, David Silva and all probably wouldn't have went to them then, you know?
Yeah, so they were kind of bridging the gap between the
Yeah.
squad that they had and
Yeah, they had to kind of buy the lesser of the good players first.
And it does show how bad a deal Torres was. Torres was 50 million. Carroll's
Mhm.
35 million, and David Villa was 35 million.
I know.
I've
David
got David
Villa,
Beer, to be honest with you. He's
although
probably
he's
the,
obviously broke his leg now. That was for 35 million. It's crazy cheap. I don't know how much Silva was, but it wasn't.
20 something probably. I think it was like early 20 millions. I think it was maybe 25. I can't remember. Something like that.
and they picked Joe Hart up for, I think it was, wasn't it less than $1 million or 2.5 million or something like that.
He was
Yeah.
really
He's like
good
one of the
level.
best goalkeepers in the world, probably.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's easy to say.
yeah, it would definitely.
I think
Well,
their
not how much
squad
you-
is pretty much, you know, there now. I mean, obviously they're still going to buy players and they're still going to, like, possibly bring up players from an academy of some sort, but I think, you know, you could argue that their side is definitely a winning side now.
They could do have another centre back, a backup one. That their Savage kid is just terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
We're all like Googling, trying to find out how much everyone's been sold for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got him for 600,000 apparently.
Wow.
600,000. Who's that for? Who did you get that for?
They got Joe Hart for 600,000
Bargain.
from I think it was Shrewsbury. Yeah,
What age
Shrewsbury.
was he though? What age was he?
2006, so he would have been
Oh yeah. No wonder then.
18.
4, 5, 15, 23. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But 2006 was further away than that. Seems like ages ago.
Not a bad piece of business though. But then considering they're not even in the Champions League this year, that to me is like, that's worse than them not winning the Premier League, in my opinion. Is the fact that they've not
Who?
even challenged for the Champions League. Man
Man
City.
City.
Yeah.
It's the first. It's
Well,
the first
you know,
ever.
it's only one game. They got in there. They got paid. You know, they got payment and stuff. So
Yeah.
you
Well, to
don't
be
know
fair,
who
You'd
you're
expect them
going
to
up
challenge at least for all the money that they've spent and the squad that they've got. And the same with Man United. They've been a letdown this season.
Well,
I think with them, it's more of a case of injury than perhaps.
against. Anyone can beat anyone in the Champions League,
Yeah.
though. I mean, Basel beat Man U.
Yeah.
So
Apo Nicosia's in the Champions League, so
to be honest, looking at Man United's squad, I think they've overachieved this season compared to Man City's. You know, they're a much better team than 2 points ahead. I think. Like their midfield is, you know, they've got a 37 and 38-year-old first team midfield centre mids. Like, you know what I mean? Their defence is just all youngsters, and then up front, well back starting every game, and he's not exactly world class. He's not
Probably
Aguero
United's a team in
or Balotelli.
transition though, since they've lost some. They're in a transitional
Yeah,
period.
exactly. So being 2 points behind City, I think, is overachieving.
No, that's
And they haven't been playing well this season either. There's been the typical Man United results, you know, scraping out results from bad performances, which I guess is, you know, his title-winning attitude there. To be fair.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it for this episode. I'd like to thank all of you for coming on. We've had an interesting time with Hollywood dropping out after about 10 minutes, and then you coming in around.
Oh,
the
did
half-
Hollywood?
Yeah.
Did Hollywood actually join the beginning? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went about 10 minutes to the first topic, and then it started to become sort of unbearable, and he couldn't fix his blooming Turtle Beaches. But, there we
Yeah.
go. So that's how we do it. So thanks for coming on, and peace.
see you later.
Bye.